if you win them, you can win on Boko other thing there.
Andrew Lavalley described justice as one thing with him. The Deputy Director of Administration at the National Social Security and Insurance Trust, NASIT, Mohammed Gondi, don't talk about the importance for get effective communication and collaboration between NASIT and Member of Parliament them. We be the talk now one seminar for Member of Parliament them from the Oversight Committee on Employment and Labour with NASIT organize. Gondi say this kind of collaboration important for ensure say the legislative framework and policy them they in line with the operational reality and strategic goal them for NASIT. He say if MP and NASIT then work together, then go able to serve the public and improve on social security system them. And ensure say Parliament know about the challenge and advancements them na NASIT. Mohammed Gondi say continuous dialogue and cooperation necessary for the improvement of social security service them with the aim for benefit the entire country. Now na use about other country them. According to BBC, official them na Nigeria say 10 people don't die and at least 160 villager them don't be kidnapped from one remote community na Niger State. One local official, Aminu Abdulhamid Najumi, tell BBC say plenty gunman them with them suspect say na from the Islamist group Boko Haram be attack and take over the village Friday night. According to medical charity Medicines Sans Frontières, over 130 people don't die in one hospital inside the Sudanese city of El Fasher na the Darfur region. The fight between rival group them na the Sudan civil war for sake of the battle for control the city don dey tense this behind term. That's now news welcome to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. My name na Musa by Sise.
Plenty thanks to Musa Baisise for we bring the Rise News summary for we. The time now studio clock, na 10 minutes after 6. And the program now YONE SALONE where they come to you live from Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Now so they take you for inside the program today. Every morning don't sign partnership with Salone Water Company when a Salwako for make customer then go pay water bills online through AfriMoney, as this go help the revenue mobilization and financial security safety in the country. Make we listen to the report.
AfriSell the AfriMoney cashless payment system, don't they get plenty positive results in the country. It don't add up to financial inclusion by way then they provide easy and secure platform for people them for access money service them, especially in the upline parts. Outside for C bank no easy. This don't give power to the people them for save, do business with people them, and partake in the formal economy. AfriMoney don't they contribute small to economic growth by way then they speed up faster and more effective transaction. Business then can now agree for payments them online, as this they reduce cash flow and improve productivity. This self they help for reduce the risk, where they transfer boku money, and self they make transaction them safe for people and business them. Same way so, AfriMoney they play one important role when for promote transparency and reduce corruption. Where they transfer money online and they provide opportunity for clear checkup, as this they make it difficult for Kuku Jumuku business for happen. This they promote accountability and transparent financial system, were important for the country in sustainable development. Now this make AfriMoney don't join hand with the Salone Water Company, Salwako, for encouraging customer them for the pay their water bill online with AfriMoney. Where me they talk as them they launch the program, the managing director for Salone Water Company, Engineer George Lamin Vandi, say the AfriMoney cashless payment system launch na part of the re-engineering process of the company. Then they do this for plenty reason them, but then they inject efficiency to the company operation.
And what we are about to witness here today is part of the re-engineering process of the company. We are doing this for a number of reasons. What we are trying to do is to inject efficiency into the operations of the company. And I think we are here to make sure that whatever has been done when we are not here, whilst we are here, we try to build upon what had happened when we are not here and try to make improvement as we move forward. And I think this is a move in the right direction because we believe we are able to accomplish. Today it is the AfriMoney platform. I want to believe in the next coming weeks or months it will be another platform. Then from that it will be another platform coming on and on and on. And I believe that will enhance the efficiency of this company. So having said that, without boring you much, I want to say thank you and welcome to this occasion. And we hope that when this platform is being implemented, it will serve the purpose for which it was created.
Martisin Obeng Age, now the managing director for AfriMoney, he talk about how the AfriMoney and Salwako partnership could help people where they pay water rates to the company, especially if person not able to access the closest point for pay your water bill.
Water is a very essential part of our daily lives and we cannot go without it. We live in Sierra Leone here, but we have to understand that the people in the provinces benefit significantly from the work that Salwako does. And it's a very important part of the job. This partnership is here to ensure that from the comfort of your homes or offices, you can pay your bills seamlessly without having to move a muscle. When the rains come down, it benefits Salwako and the water treatment companies thereof because we get water to be able to supply to the people. But then when it rains throughout the day and the people are unable to go out and pay their bills, revenue mobilization and revenue security becomes a thing of concern. But with such partnerships, it doesn't matter the time of the day, the month of the year, and wherever you are, you just need to get money onto your mobile money wallet and then you can comfortably pay for your water bills. What this platform offers and guarantees is that because of the digital nature of the transactions, Salwako will have 100% trace visibility of every single payment that happens on this platform. The customer also receives an SMS for every transaction that they undertake. That means that once they have received it, it becomes their digital receipt.
Martisin Obeng Age go before for encourage people for use the digital payments platform for better security, safety, and end up assure Salwako say then go always there for assist anytime the company gets system challenge.
And this is why we encourage the consuming public to start moving onto digital payment platforms because what AfriMoney offers you is the ability to pay wherever, whenever. At the same time, we give you digital receipts that remain on your phone and will not be washed away or be burnt by the fire. If you lose your phone, you get your phone back, you get your SIM card back. All these details are there digitally and your digital footprint will not let you down. So we encourage you to move from your manual way of paying, and this is why this partnership has come in handy and is critically important for the success of your relationships as individuals with Salwako. We want to pledge our unflinching support to Salwako and by extension to the ministry. We will do everything we can to keep this platform up all the time. We promise that we will be available 24 hours a day when there are system challenges or there's any requirement that the company needs of us so that we can be able to ensure that there are uptimes all the time for customers to be able to pay.
According to Dr. Saukpato Anna Maxkine, when are the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, a big honor for them for be part of the transformative journey where they promise change and the way then they deliver and manage water resource na salon.
And as the minister responsible for water and sanitation, I think I'm in a position where I can actually say to my colleagues that my ministry, outside the Ministry of Technology and Innovation, is moving towards that and fighting to achieve His Excellency's goal. It is a great honor to be part of this transformative journey that promises to revolutionize the way we deliver and manage water resources in Sierra Leone. Today we celebrate a pioneering collaboration between AfriMoney and Salwako, united under the theme leveraging on digitalization to enhance Salwako's efficiency and sustainable service delivery. Of course, that has been talked about much by previous speakers. And the theme is very much in place, how we make sure that partnership enhances the way we deliver through enhanced and digitalized technology.
Water not to just one important thing, na basic human right and a cornerstone for sustainable development. For ensure say all citizens get access to clean and reliable water service, na requirement for a nation in growth, well-being and prosperity.
Water is not just a necessity, it is a fundamental human right and a cornerstone for sustainable development. Ensuring that every citizen has access to clean and reliable water service is imperative for our nation's growth, health and prosperity, and achieving the SDG 6 against 2020. Of course, little wonder that our medium-term development plan captures this very well. And as a ministry, we are in the process of completing our 7-year strategic plan, which which ends in 2030. And this action ties in very well with what we're planning as a ministry, inclusive of Salwako, but key agencies. However, achieving this goal requires innovative solutions and a commitment to embracing the future. This is where our partners, AfriMoney, come into play. They come into play because they will be one of the vehicles through which we will achieve that. There is power in digitalization. Digitalization is more than just a trend. It is the backbone of modern service delivery and management. By integrating AfriCell's public mobile payment solutions into Salwako's operations, we are taking a significant step towards creating a more efficient, transparent, and user-friendly intervention in our water supply systems.
The launch be end with where the big alejo them pan the program be announce the AfriMoney code where customer go use for pay the water bill.
The code is *161*2*11*11#. We encourage all our customers to use this platform to pay, as it will be an easy way for them to be part of this process.
So we want to encourage all customers of Salwako to simply dial *161*2*11*11#. You are encouraged to use this short code to pay for your water services with Salwako.
I'm encouraging all customers to dial *161*2*11*11# to get the service. Then I also want tell family them now say where you want for buy money for get you water, you just dial *161*2*11*11#. And they're not they cut anything past the one where you want pay. You know they pay any charge that you money where you put now that water that you they get. So not afraid, use them and it will make it easy for you.
For Rise Radio, Samuel Ali Kamara, the report.
Inside the program today, we will talk about the just concluded ministerial retreat. We up in Abo, outside the president may address a minister them and urge them for make them correct and recalibrate action for national agenda. And for that, we get with Dr. Alex Bangura, when a geopolitical analyst, and John Koroma, when one journalist and rights campaigner. Good evening and welcome to the program. So
it's a pleasure being here.
Okay, so let's start with first. Analyst John Koroma. We see recently President Julius Maada been take a minister them go on a retreat where a lot come out. We see make a statement where again for do it how in government don't they perform and make emphasis for say in government no go fail and no go accept anybody for fail. Henceforth, they need for step up. But one part of the key thing are that he emphasize for say in government they need for step up. So start for tell with small thing about that particular retreat today. What I take on that?
Well, it's good to forget a retreat when you think say there are certain things that you need for address, make people understand, and how you will able to move with them, and then will move with you. So we welcome the presidential retreat in Bo because I believe it set some benchmarks. But the developments then way happen at the retreat, that they don't become of concern to each and everybody because people just think say a normal kind of retreat. But the president taking an advantage of the platform as himself say, use this opportunity for make a talk to the nation, right? The things it drop in that particular speech day, we don't become viral.
Okay.
Get a mixed kind of reactions from everywhere, be it politicians, civil society activists, journalists, citizens, everywhere. You know, it gets a mixed kind of reaction. The outcome of the retreat, especially the president in last statements, the way he talked, don't even overcome all the important nitty-gritties where the retreat actually go deal with. You understand? That particular talk with the president talk, you know, it don't overshadow everything. It don't dwindle the importance of the retreat as if that was the purpose with make them go nabo. But the important thing here we me want to say is that we welcome that because it gets both positive and negative sides of the coin. And me, Denaya, at least, for throw light into some of these areas so that people will look at them critically, how it happened and what it mean to we.
Okay, so giving her the point, you say some of the point the way he make, it don't create mixed feelings, and of course, as well, it seems like the statement the way you utter a bit different from the purpose of the retreat. But one go say, if they try for give assurances to a minister, then for make them, add up to the game, and maybe sometimes one or two ministers go they will go to lack the confidence, and of course, with their words, then they go increase their confidence. You don't think so?
No. In fact, the message is not for ministers. The message will go viral now for the Sierra Leonean people.
Okay.
Not to specifically ministers. They're able for give any point of discussion on the nitty-gritty of the retreat. The most important thing we don't take over now the last statement the way the president say. You understand me? So the message is not for minister. The message now for the entire people of Sierra Leone. Okay. And that's not the point where we the all. Because now we know about. Then they will give you any breakdown of wait and good discourse, wait and we look forward to. But the last things the way the president say, now you don't create a whole public stare. So that is the point we're talking about.
So you can start to highlight some of the things them where the president talk about so you don't create mixed feeling.
The president used certain keywords were very important and we need to capture them. He talk about bullet for bullet.
Okay.
That don't become the viral word also. Bullet for bullet. They talk about the current global crisis where they affect both economic and financial situations. He also talk about security. He talk about several other things related to the country in political problems. These are just a few things that I can capture for discourse. Talking about bullet for bullet, well, I don't know the context where he made it try for arrive at, but to me, as an analyst, that was really inappropriate.
Okay.
Very inappropriate because we talk about bullet. Bullet is a firepower. Bullet signifies war, fight, right? So using that particular phrase, bullet to bullet, is scary, a very worrying. It should say there's something like imminent danger, where we expect or we face and things like that. So looking at it keenly, I don't feel the president for me really reached that point because Sierra Leone day at war. Sierra Leone day in a deep kind of conflict where we say people go start for worry. Despite we get political differences here and there, but still there is some form of cohesion. Still there is some form of cooperation. Still there is some form of collaboration from one set to the other, one people to the other, even between or amongst political parties or political rivals. There is always cooperation.
Okay.
So for make income and begin tell we or give you a reminder about bullets for bullet, a very worrying, a very scary, and a very, very unfortunate. People right now don't get the consciousness because the president don't drop these kind of things, their mindset they go towards expecting something unusual.
Okay, so I'll come to you, Dr. Bangura. As you don't hear the way John Koroma don't talk about so many things. Them one part it's in the way he mentioned about now that the statement of the president inside that retreat they a total and entirely contradict or a different from the purpose of the retreat, and also say that the purpose of the retreat they actually not been talk about for make people get better understanding. You can start for giving you overview of the retreat.
Well, I haven't gone through, social media and the postings, the comments. It's a concerning situation. We deliberate on that this morning on Star TV. Now, you get the Strategic Communication Unit, I suppose in a State House. You get the Ministry of Information. They allow the statements don't get a spilling over effect. And the problem we get with governments of Sierra Leone, not only the incumbent, is this, that the government then reactive rather than being proactive. Just as the analyst here, from the media, don't make salient points. Enough don't allow that, don't overwhelm the media and don't sink down to the people. Waiting they expect them for don't do say, okay, then come out. I'm not a spokesperson for the president or the incumbents to say, okay, President's BO meant A, B, C, and D, perhaps, na through ballot box, a come, through democratic means. So therefore, nobody no go take power in Sierra Leone through other means, the use of gun and the like. But now the effect where it don't get, it drive down to within people, and they talk about the ECOMOG stabilization force, and you see how that's the drive way back to the tripartite committee, the outcomes on recommendations waiting get for happen. So that's don't begin create concern. And it's unfortunate that agencies responsible concerned where they take, taxes of the people, they not get anything for do and say with regards the statements so that they go able to tell the people, letting them understand that this is what the presidents mean by this. But it's a concerning situation considering the fact that Sierra Leone is a post-conflict society and with peace is fragile. We try to consolidate that. And even with democracy, a day in, the infant stage of its way, we try to put together, then all the other things them whether upon August 8, 9, 10 developments, sinking down to November developments, we know what in that mean. And also devastating consequences or whatever of the decade-ended civil conflict is still there on with the still the grapple with the effects the people them. So statement of the sort where nobody from the government not come down for explain to us Sierra Leoneans, let me not say the common person, including you and I, with such a statement, quote unquote, bullets for bullets. And when you try for interpret them, then it gets some kind of violence attached to it. And we all know what in bullets mean. So we not go find another word way better than that. Say perhaps, well, you say you get for use some kind of word, say, well, the bullets in this sense, what it mean, not to we get for do with war or not, but people in their way responsible for able to kind of explain to we better. And it's a concerning situation.
So you think Salone people really feel threatened with the statement there?
Well, absolutely. They feel threatened with the statement there, considering the fact that the recent developments, which don't happen August 8, 9, 10, as well as November development. And you see the kind of violence we happen. And we see also how bullets, where the presidents mention, metal jackets, be just the loose, they go everywhere. And some people were killed by stray bullets and some were aimed at. So now that kind of situation, then they, so therefore psychologically it gets effects, a negative one.
Are you saying that the president's been too blunt enough for say such words?
Well, many a times, as we mentioned today with the retreat within, them. One, you get for do when you look at them, you try to analyze. It's sort of a confidence builder in, in team, the ministers, so that they go steadfast for do the work with them for do. This talk perhaps from the point where the Ministry of Information for don't come out and state that building the confidence, but it has to do with the choice of words at a given time. Considering the fact that people, them all focus on the outcomes of the tripartite committee and both sides, supporters of, the government as well as the opposition. Okay. They say, now this we want the outcome for be, otherwise we no go agree. And the other side is also, now this we want the outcome for be for favor we, otherwise we no go agree. Okay. Then a statement where get to do with violence of the sort, then you realize that it gets effect on the people of this country psychologically.
Okay, so John, earlier you began to talk about say what really people will be the expect or what not be the expectation different from the statement of the president, and you talk back say now that the whole thing about the cabinet retreats they not be actually like pull another for make people get better understanding. What do you expect from the cabinet retreat?
Well, talk about reshuffle they go on before the cabinet retreat.
Okay.
And probably the president will want to whet the appetite of ministers, especially lazy ones, that are not going to keep a friend, are not going to keep a brother, are not going to keep a party stalwart on a job when you not perform. In other words, the retreat now, an understanding say the president is under pressure for deliver more, you understand me, because of the anxieties and so many other things that they come up with, you understand? So my expectation was that the public, they were not informed we about the good things them way they don't go discuss now this particular retreat, and how it going to change the narrative from the previous to what you would expect before or in the coming days, you understand me? But instead of doing that, the worst might happen or the reverse might happen, you understand me? Again, another expectation is that, well, yes, I want to thank the president for really talk about this issue where they go around elections and so on and so forth. Although to me, now pressure from within and outside, you understand me? Because it not be really one for delve on that, but because of the prevailing situation, it come out and talk about it. The other thing again, actually they expect we for coming from that particular presidential retreat is that the president for not use the occasion for allay the fears of Sierra Leoneans in a very subtle way, so that we go able for no say. Still, the nation gets somebody where they look after everyone's interest. You get me? If for also show we say, no matter what challenges it face, it always there for make sure say it stabilize things. These are some of the expectations them where people let me actually look forward to the presidential retreat. And again, look into how they go able for solve the serious economic status of the country. Because no matter what you look at, all the entire way they happen. Now, because the economy is not good, the country things are difficult, you know. If ASSF talker, ASSF acknowledge that, you understand me, and I appreciate them for that true day, because a leader has to be very truthful to his people. So again, 2 thumbs up for that. But again, we would expect how he go able for giving solutions towards defeating these kind of challenges. So all these are the kind of expectations that we will get for the retreat, but they not come forward. Waiting just come forward, now this issue of how it will react to the security situation, how they come na power, and how nobody no go pull in a power like that, things like, well, just as my brother they say, if it been put on in the manner in which it's supposed to be, or even if you don't talk and like I don't talk and so, but then the Ministry of Information, I'm glad the way it talk about the Strategic Communications Unit. Honestly speaking, these people are not helping the president.
Why you say so?
Because they're supposed to condense 10 speeches 10 days. In the moment the president don't say so, right? The president in a right frame of mind no go talk anything evil against a young subject.
Absolutely.
You understand? He must get a way of thinking where make a talk then day. But if if there is a blunder already setting, now the duty of the Strategic Communications Unit for massage the message. So that they're able to neutralize any kind of opinions with negative towards the message.
With this kind of message, so people will look at and say, now really, you know, a very much direct from the president. Salone people don't get them so clearly and loudly. How you think the Strategic Communications Unit before don't massage this way? Salone people mind them before don't be, you know, deviated or shift away from the first thought.
You know, I say first I appreciate President Bio for come out and talk that particular thing the way he do now. But again, it is always necessary that when you go for a particular occasion, we don't plan already. If you take a look at the incident, that talk day is not in the agenda of the presidential retreat. You know the at all. Let me say, they use this occasion. Right? So it was not planned, it was not arranged in any way. So you just talk calm, out of mind. But then the strategic communication unit, that make them say strategic communication. Therefore, always make sure say they guide the president what he says. And the moment he says something, then believe say out of their own thinking and understanding and professionalism. This is out of context. And then duty for go on air, for go on social media, everywhere, for make sure say they massage that message and neutralize it.
So what do you think say go on cause or go on prompt the president for talking and kind statements there?
There is pressure within and outside. The president they under serious political, diplomatic, and economic pressures.
From which facets?
Well, the opposition parties, you know, one side is saying this, another side is saying that, okay? You know, when my talk say, one set of people or one group of people who think send and get this country no more.
Okay.
That for tell you say, it refer to a set of people who believe say, you know, they do well and they put pressure for this, for that, for get this aim, for get that objective and so on and so forth. You get me? As against another one that we believe say, then they go in line with them. So these are the pressures both from within and from outside. And even within the SFP government, let me tell you, people and they were not just happy for the kind of complacency where the government not able to make any breakthrough in terms of this word about tripartite, about election, that kind of, you know, quietness where the government just maintain, they're not happy about it.
Okay.
So they were putting pressure from within. Say, well, no, president for talk about this, president for talk about that, you understand me? And outside as well, of course, in at the worst.
Okay, so like I'm to Dr. Alex Bangura again. Is the president facing pressures, then from which point them?
Well, just as my brother don't state, when you then at the seat of power, whether in America you the president of, you dey get pressure from within. It just don't highlight. It get to do with the economy as one. You know, almost on the MCC, the expectations of the government tie. When you listen the diplomatic statements of HE, the ambassador of the United States of America to Sierra Leone, in statements indirectly, they talk about the elections where we just get, how the outcomes of the elections, how, you know, NEC conduct them, or ECSL, and reports from Carter Center and the whole lot. So in a diplomatic statement, it tie them to the MCCs, say, not until the government, after recommendations, where then we don't come up with from the tripartite, the government for adopts them with accountability and transparency and implements. It has to be submitted to the government. Then, when I don't satisfy with that, then now I begin to talk about the MCC that we don't qualify for that. You know that Sierra Leone is a donor-driven state for run the economy. International financial institutions, they are back. They all the wait for see the outcomes. And for run the government, it's difficult because it get to do with resources. And that takes us even the performance contracting signed and going back to the retreat for able to get all of that done. Although you start from the top, bottom approach, but resources for be available. No matter the agreements where you sign with ministers on quality deliverables, because na contract between, you know, the government and ministers and sign. Now, if resources not the, I don't want for comments the technical aspects of performance contracting because it gets a lot of technical issue there. But driving back to the pressure where the governments, the presidents, they face, the wage bill, they shoot up.
Okay.
Presidents get people away their points, follow and deliver. It assess them to a point. It's saying they know they do much. It relieve them. Bring in other sets. Not just the same thing that they do. Again, wage bill, they shoot up. And another way around again, I mentioned into earlier, in recent times, we don't see what's in the happen. Money not they come into the government for wrong. And governments apparently employ 3% of the population. It is the private sector that employs 97% of the population. Look at the public-private partnership and look at the private sector. You know, they see much they happen with companies them. Not they come. So all of them pressures then they puts together. You get the political one on the president himself. So you realize that he's overwhelmed. And as I conclude on the statement, before you chip in with the other question from the president, where he mentioned bullets for bullets, what maybe feels that the strategic communication unit for them do for handle the particular points in explaining to the people so that we go understand better, say, no, the president, no means so. One, that it is try for protect the country. Okay. That you don't want anything like violence for erupt.
Okay.
Anybody will get anything for settle, make you settle them through the ballot box, or you go through the court system. But if you come with violence, you're not going to allow that happen at the country because Sierra Leoneans, they don't go through a lot. So therefore, not a responsibility for protect.
So Dr. Bangura, you think Salone people are really going to be convinced with their statement in the way they actually don't get them from the president in more directly?
Well, bullets for bullets, it depends on how the strategic communication units, as well as the Ministry of Information, can try to cascade that to the understanding of people. Them say the president mean this, but that you na different sectors. Them people they talk about say, well, then go jump in the streets, then go cause problem, and they go do a lot. So, well, presidents don't they understand this any responsibility now for ensure that he protect the people of this country. Make we now go back to the ugly days them where the war come na Salone, where if we been get a president where for don't team up strong and see able for protect the people of the country having to do with territorial sovereignty, then enough for don't get a spilling effect to how the decade-ended civil conflict with devastating consequences happen. So now that the president be the try for talk about, see, not a violence for resolve anything, not from the government, not from the opposition and any other person. No. Otherwise, if you say you want to disturb the peace of the country, then you will meet tough resistance.
All right, continue for still between inside the program. Well, the time is on 6:45, so we'll take a quick short break.
Now you can send mobile money with no sonko, only with AfriMoney. Ilek you want send 5, 10, 50 or 5,000 leons or even more with no sonko. Yes, anytime, any day, every day, any side you in a salon, free with AfriMoney. No go outside and the pinch pan the lily where you want send. Avoid sonko. Use AfriMoney. Dial *161 *1 # for send mobile money free. AfriMoney to AfriMoney. For no more, call 161. AfriMoney. No sonko.
Use AfriMoney for free.
You listen to YONE SALONE where they come to you live now. Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Well, inside the program today, we talk about the just concluded ministerial retreat. We'll be happy in Abu. Outside the president may address the minister them and self-urge them for making correct and recalibrate action for national agenda. So for that, we get inside the studio Dr. Alex Bangura, a geopolitical analyst, and John Koroma, who is now a journalist and rights campaigner. So Dr. Bangura, as before we take the break, we don't talk plenty on the need for make the strategic communications units then come and try for like massage the statement of the president for make Salone people go go like their mind and go be rest assured with the president in actions them. So another thing again where the president talk about plenty now that again for do with the performance of a government. He talking for saying government performance over the past year not be met with expectations. And of course also, we see Usai recent them sign the performance contract where plenty of people expect much from the ministers and some also the campaign promises them. So you think Salone people don't get the best in terms of the expectations from the government?
Well, a kind of mixed.
How?
Good. And now I will start with performance contracting. The manner in which it is done, not done the way it should be done technically.
How it be supposed for them be?
Good. Well, a thing of performance contracting, I know hear anything we get to do with, other committee, a committee we then go set up. And that committee there, you get technical experts in that committee there. Our brother is here, a member of the Fourth Estate. I don't know whether journalists are privy to that. Civil society organization are the composition or the composite of performance contracting in the first place. Now, so is supposed for day. And it talk about the 5 big changes, and the chief minister say it is ambiguous. So it's going to be an issue again. I don't able for narrow and down because something of the sort on performance contracting. The document, it has to be clearly spelled out what ministry A, B, C, and D will be doing. For instance, you're talking about the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Health, and so forth. It has to be spelled out clearly so that when you get, technical expert, members of the Fourth Estate, you also get civil society activists, part of the other committee, then they can able foresee how then they evaluate the process. But how you go able for evaluate? And you just say everything has been placed in obscurity. Now, when you take them at that level, where you did talk about ministers them, mark you, not so then they do the work, then responsibility at that level, strategic. When we talk about management and administration, one get to do with determinative functioning, where they are the top of policies and the like, cascade and down to the executive, the one the way they don't. So always on performance contracting, you get employees or staff, the one the way they at the bottom, we get for do the work. And it go with remuneration. It go with incentive or bonuses get for day.
Okay.
And of course, part of appraisal. Then it go also with promotion because now then get for do the work. And when they are not motivated, so all of them things then they get for be put in place. Then the most essential part of it again, the financial resources.
Okay.
You know what is happening now? Whilst they await the outcomes of the tripartite report, when resources is not available for meets that, it becomes a difficult situation.
So, is the tripartite actually really, really important to President Bio in governance?
And the people of Sierra Leone moving forward, yes, indeed, it is important because you realize that politics, they play at higher level, global politics.
Because at this point, it seems like the government of Sierra Leone actually they try to make Salone people know they pay attention to that one day. And there are so many mixed feelings and reactions with the tripartite. You get people they tell you say it's not so important towards the running of the Sierra Leone government, and that are just tip of an iceberg. So now make I go on for ask again. How so important for make Salone people and be quite aware, and we don't see a lot of so many wrong messages that they go across.
Important to start with, having to do with strengthening the democratic space. It get to do with credibility of the elections. You know what that mean to the world at large, and you see how global politics they making way. Many a times we refer to as diplomatic geopolitics and how it play. You realize that international financial institutions them we can make with the game money. NIASO, the World Bank, the IMF, the European Union self-with supports, and even the United States government, then statements them all hang on where the outcomes of the tripartite, recommendations and foresee not only that, but implementation of that before we get the money where we need for run the government. And again, to your point, I don't able to understand from the other ministries, and I'm telling you this, the Sierra Leone police, they do extremely well under the leadership of, Mr. Fayaselu. How happen for go through some of the things that they put together, how then they break down. One, they get to do with the strategic partnership, the own part of it all, and then they solicit support. Now, them I don't see. even when the country tights to a point, then get international bodies, experts, even medical institutions from different countries, Spain and the like. They come, then they sign agreements with them. Then they can conduct training for them. They give support to them. And happened for realize some couple of days ago that they don't able for breakdown. Then, all them points and the part of the strategic partnership, signing agreements with institutions, them, and implementation on all of that and how them for go about for cascade. All of them, and they calm down. And where I take a look at them, then I ask them a few questions. Then I'll be able to understand also from the Inspector General of Police and coming down to insubordinates. They're able to tell me how then they go through the process as if then they chew ripe bananas and say, then take all them pointers, then they state them down from the activities the way them they do before. Then they look at now how challenging the situation there and see how they can get a niche for breakthrough and see how then they get also international partners. Then even when you go on them page, when you read through, you go see say, then they fly in, then come, then they give support even to the hospital where they get. They try to make them an ultra modern, hospital with experts them all where they come. So, but for some other ministries, them, it's quite challenging. They are waiting for the government. They are waiting for the money for come after the tripartite and a whole lot. So it's quite challenging.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like come to you, John. Yeah, few questions. One, it gets to do with the performance contract we President Julius Maada Bio been signed along with him ministers. Them, one thing when I've been go over the performance contract. Quite interesting thing. Even get for do it, where the statement. I mean, some few things that we write inside. They say, well, so money or certain amount of money. Then they based on the expectations, the minister them supposed for them, perform 50% of the expectations. Provided if that money they will get for the so then they go beat post imagination say I want that if the project say this money for day and also you want to let the minister perform when the money come. Let's say if the money not come, I go for grade the minister in performance with that money with a money where they able for make donors and give you.
In the first place, an office of the government serious about performance contracts.
How so?
If the government actually want to demonstrate, say, they're serious about performance contracts, then for don't take very seriously the Auditor General's report. Look, let me not play with things.
So also the Auditor General's report important into this.
All performance contracts now for make the ministers then do well and meet to the objectives of the government.
Okay.
In a way that the president will be complimented in vision, whatever he wants for the country. That's the whole essence about performance contracts. Meeting to the benchmarks, either locally or internationally. You understand? And in the way that the benchmarks at the end of the day, or the outcomes at the end of the day, will benefit the people. The government get a lot of praise, the president will get a lot of praise, and so on and so forth. But when you tie all of these things together, they hinge on the Auditor General's report. Because waiting the minister and they receive and do, waiting left over and report, now in the Auditor General, they capture. Already, we don't know the story or the history of the Auditor General's report in this country. And we don't know what will happen when they try for scrutinize certain things, them, especially MDAs. The people like when they try to do all of these things, we know the story right now, which they happen to them. Nobody knows anything about the outcome of the Auditor General situation. So the government, they talk one thing, and another side, they try to fool people. To me, those performance contracts, they not really get anything much for sure. Because
so are you saying that not just protocol the president been do?
Well, I don't want to say that protocol. The president in any country, they always mean well.
Okay.
President Bill mean well.
So also things can start for go wrong.
President Bill mean well. But the things they go wrong when he don't say or the government don't say certain things for happen and they not happen, but then there is another body right? Where they look after how you perform, and that body they come and give a report about ABC, the actions then where they put for make them able to take measures for correct what that happen at the other side, then they violate them.
Okay.
Then you go back and say, let me sign performance contracts. Those contracts are just mere papers. They're just mere papers, and then they go according to them. Because even if they go according to them, we say them falter. When they point them out, nobody takes responsibility.
So now always we for the able donors them for make them fill in that gap for develop with country, because when you check all the performance contract of the different ministries, them they tell you say provided if when they get this money before this particular thing will happen. Now always we suppose for the able donors them.
In fact, one of the problems that we minister again at this country, they think for create jobs. Everybody just they depend on donors. Now that make the country they suffer until we start a process of thinking how to get out of the donor basket. Then we go begin to address issues of economic independence. Okay. Otherwise, now waste of time. We for try for find ways and means how to get out of a donor basket fund. Other countries like Ghana, they don't think so right now. Other West African nations are equally trying to think so right now. Even in East Africa, there's also they try for things so right now. How for step outside the donor basket. Because when you take a look around, now talk about this MCC. Talk about $400 to $500 million. And ask myself, Sierra Leone get avenues, either mineral-wise or some other, deposits them, wherein we can raise $500 million in a year. I quite sure a possible say we get those avenues. But how to do that is the huge problem that we cannot able to solve. So thinking about the thing there, if we begin a process now, say by 2028, let's put a roadmap. We saw they begin to take 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step for get out of, the donor basket fund. Definitely, we will start for achieve results.
Okay.
Because not all cases you need a donor basket fund.
Okay.
There are certain areas that probably you need a donor basket fund.
Okay, continue first with me inside the program. In him now John Koroma, we self now a journalist and rights campaigner. And so we'll take another insight inside the program today. YONE Salone don't commission 6 classroom building now the Kamakoni village within the Selalimba chiefdom inside Karine district. According to the executive director for YONE doing a 4-day basis soirée, say this now one way for help push the education sector go before and same way so provide quality education for picking them na the country. We reporter Patricia Kabia Bindepat and go now report.
Education na the bedrock of every nation in itself. Na one pan fundamental right them we all picking for get access to. As the president, one pan aim na for enhance the quality of education for picking them na the country. For make this plan a success and easier, the YONE Salone don't build 6 classroom for the KDEC school picking them na the Kamakoni village Selalimba chiefdom inside Karine district. This na way for bring hope and better learning condition to primary school picking them na this part of the country, and this initiative na team where they part of action aid and support for the educational sector and self-empower the nation. The head of program and policy na the YONE Salone, Mohamed BCC, be talk about how they start this plan from 2019 to 2020 and self in be say this.
From 2019 to 2020, now the people of Kamakoni, then go Bombali, now one of the communities. Una send 3 people them. Una tell them who represent this community for tell YONE waiting they want. Yes, it don't be today. The school structure there. But this school structure is enough for say we picking the book, not enough. Me and you, we need for continuously put hands together for make the school go before.
This new classroom for provide conducive learning environment and help enhance the educational experience. The executive director for YONE Salone, Fode Basiswari, self be say this.
Our intervention, this intervention is seen here and it's also replicated in other areas. Probably at the time of the launching and commission of the school, the items weren't available. But definitely what we also provide those support. It's part of our own support to ensure quality teaching and learning. So we are providing teaching and learning material to the kids, including uniforms. We are also supporting and strengthening the institution around the school to deliver quality learning. For example, we are enrolling for this part of the school, country, this district specifically, around 10 teachers to the distance education program. We believe, and once they get qualified, it gives them the opportunity to be included in the government payroll. We are also strengthening, the mothers club, the school management committee, all of them to participate in school governance and be able to monitor and follow up, and to ensure there is also safe learning, for both boys and girls in all the schools. So this intervention cuts across all districts where we. So for us, we are doing this intervention because we want to create access to education for all children, which is their right, and we also want to see how we can contribute into quality teaching and learning in this community.
For self-add to the new classroom action aid don also address other need where them be provide sanitary pad for girl picking them and support the school picking them with uniform and other school material for excel in studies. With this backdrop, be make the paramount chief Balaba Bangura self be tell action aid thank you for this good thing we don't happen at the village.
And which one action aid will let go help you for getting stuff on her. So I'm for telling a friend to thank you for that. On behalf of the people of Koroma. I want to tell action aid. Plenty, thank you. For when I consider whenever we get this stuff on her. I want to tell my friends to thank you. And for the one that will not come, within action aid. I want to we perform thanks to the management of Action Aid for telling thank you for
Paramount Chief Balaba Bangura continue for say carrying and get 13 Paramount Chief and self 13 chiefdom. When he say this na blessing to in chiefdom, the head teacher na the KDEC school, Sori Conte self be say this.
This is a big thing for me because it's easy for these people encounter this community. The school is big for me. Now sustainable development for we and the community. Even when we start the school, we start on grass. From there, we other one still they don't do for we. They don't catch for us to aid. Then they so that the people don't work again this time to go learn education on that side. So now they approve and they can be like school being a dossier block. From there now they make us standard space block now. So now let's the pass for the love is for that one. Challenge that we get enough teachers in at the school. So we get 9 teachers. Out of the 9 teachers, 6 are qualified, 5 are qualified, 4 now last level. But from that, only 3 people are on payroll. All the balance there, they know they can payroll. So this is a big challenge we get at the school. And make it decide. We get big new structure, all people understand that maybe open for me, sorry for me, because they get in school, they must help you. They make the council react for you.
Karim Masari, Deputy Director, na the Teaching Service Commission, na the Karine District, in self-be say this.
Government and even the partners will support. Or I will say one thing, we do as for 80, I don't have 10 teachers and they're on training, right? And not doing enough. Teacher business na salon, not the people hala. If we all know what the government they do, half of government budget in this country, they go for teachers in this country. So not ever enough.
The Deputy Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, Emily Goga, been tell Action Aid and thank you for the initiative na Sela Limba Karine District.
Anything working at development, Action Aid, they will must be included in that partnership. They believe in education, they believe in health, and they believe in the welfare of both women and girls. They believe in that. When I am, it take a different dimension. I see books them, I see bags them, for lead and tangerine, and uniforms. Then they support me in education. But we know the able for reach na the far end na ya. We school them, we say then they when we build the ECD school them, na the main town we build them. But Action Aid, then they make sure say then they come na the interior.
Action Aid initiative na this district na one contribution towards education and development and gender equality and the community people be end up for say. Then they hope for see more of this than a chiefdom. As they say, then village na hard to reach village. Reporting for Rise Radio, Mina Patricia Kabia.
Now, Samuel Ali Kamade begin the program come to you. So, Dr. Alex, we don't make mention about a lot where you get for do the performance contract, even though yes, you've been saying you know go involve too much into the technical aspect. The most interesting part, you get for do the big 5 game changers. Most of the time, you will hear the Minister of Planning going to talk about the 5 big game changers. Them. So, how close are we in achieving the big 5 game changers at this point in time?
Yes, just as Bidi mentioned, say, when the government sign performance contracting with any ministry, we know say it get to do with improving efficiency in service delivery to the public by ensuring that the holders of public office, we hold them accountable for results. But again, just as we talk about the 5 big changes, I don't know whether members of the public privy to that document there and follow able for measure with key performance indicator for see how far reaching, let's say on quality deliverables, the ministers them concerned with them, specific ministries concerned, so to speak, including MDAs, how far we don't go in achieving all of these. And what is ridiculous here, I'm sorry to say, is that all of these are driven by what? Resources. We're stuck somewhere. We don't get financial resources to deliver all of this. And when we talk about resources, it involves human resources as well as financial resources. So if financial resources not there, foresee how that will happen, then it's like we're in obscurity, we just talking more, because in doing all of this, you get forget measuring and evaluating performance and how you link that to reward for work to measurable performance. And we talk about incentive and a whole lot when you talk about it, not until we are able to address this. And it is said that performance is measured by key performance indicators, and the person's rating is used as an incentive. Okay. You need money, whether a bonus, promotion, or salary increase. I've been telling you this, cost of living, you see how they shoot up.
Yeah.
And salary should be commensurate to cost of living. When last salary shoot up? When last we hear about bonus? I don't know for promotion. But when last we hear about salary increase in the country? So it becomes difficult for see how best we can able to get all of that done, because we brother also mentioned, and I go with him, that all about performance contracting are for improve efficiency and improving performance and efficiency in resource utilization. How would you use them and ensuring that public resources focus on attainment of the key national policy priorities we they refer to as the 5 big changes. Okay. But we're not able for see how we do that and how we can institutionalizing performance-oriented culture in the public sector. So it's an issue.
Okay. So as you don't make mention about the MCC, where you don't talk say the outcome of the tripartite get serious role for play towards Absolutely. The MCC money income one at the country. So but now look at again the president in attention. Now we don't see don't they involve with other country them, like the Russia, China, for make the then she say yes, development come inside the country. Is it a good decision? What in really Salone set for yield from them particular diplomatic relationship in there?
Well, with me geopolitical lenses, I want to say it's not timely for obvious reasons, because you realize that Sierra Leone don't get support from Britain, America. Yes, then 2 countries, and then we see how well France or Europe, they play in between with those institutions, then where we get the European Union and so forth. And now that something we get to do with the tripartite on we elections is questionable, and waiting we forget. As we brother mentioned here, Sierra Leone is a donor-driven state. We get bokuts in them way for make we move forward. If only we're able to govern well with natural resource wealth and replicate other models them and see how they minimize corruption. Then we go move forward. But it's not timely. It gets geopolitical undertone and the implication of that far-reaching, and you can able to foresee how it go play at the level of, then I talk about geopolitics, particularly so on diplomatic dimension of geopolitics, and a bad for a government where don't begin deal with one party, then mix matters with another. We know arch rivals of them countries, and they were mentioned, the West. Arch rivals of them, na Russia, na France, na China.
But this not to today start. We see the past, the previous government, we don't do them since Yaka Stevenson days them.
Then we see what happen, even with the Mamama airports. That tells you it was, geopolitical undertone and the effects of that we have been get. And no one for go much into that, but the session where I've been get with the military, ask them the command, say waiting at the root cause of we wanna see Leon. Everybody gets waiting they see. But they may fail for mention geopolitics they are in Papa Sheki in dealings with Russia as well as Cuba. Then a cascade, it come down to Pakaba, Islamic Bank, where it be done the deal with of late. Then we see waiting be happen when it comes to the elections. Then coming down to the APC, Mamama, airports, and dealings with China into so many ways, we see the dimension where it take. And now that we dey hope for the better and see waiting go happen, we understand say government go get concerned, they go talk about stiff conditions from the IMF and a whole lot, where then they give you money, then we always direct you how it for be. Now just the geopolitical space where get for do it, the battle for space and power within geographical setting, and those international financial institutions want to get space for see countries them where then go get influence and then go able for control. That is the neo-colonial project on table. So when incumbent government they deal with them parties, then get for be highly diplomatic as much as then three countries then they were mentioned. If we're able to get somebody, we're able to understand that from that frontier there on diplomacy, you get to do with foreign relations and global politics. So if you're not able to understand all the one, and they are not say you go deal with China, but you get ambassador where they on a low key where you go deal with. I'm not saying you shouldn't deal with Russia. Russia, they come for talk about energy as they conclude on that. And when you talk about energy geopolitics, nuclear reactors, now then they come for can control that. Russians then they come. And in as much as then they come, then self they can fight for space and power, meaning they go get for control because now then they control energy space, and now then they decide for we just like the car power ship. And then they decide for we. So geopolitics gets effects in all of that. So we get for be mindful, and money get for go to the country. If we're not able for pay, then they go continue for get more space.
So like I'm to John, as Alex done talk about the geopolitical style where President Julius Maada Bio they do all around the now for make ACC actually deliver to the 5 big game changers, and we're going for the feed salon and the rest, and also the human capital development. So we make promise about say a government for secure 500,000 job for youths them. Again, with all that one, where Alex don't talk for say it gets serious effects. It make points them like the Mamama airport will be abandoned, and you talk about inside one part you talk about say the government feel intimidated by the euphoria of things them on the ground where it's have for cast blame on global effects like climate change as one way they affects Mali, and also high cost of living standard, etc. Between being generic situation them from Salone way, it's not to one exception. So I mean, if the president they go out for making say yes, there is good things or there is goodies for the country, but again it is still the time for raise the bar high, make a blame on climate change. I feel say the involvement of them. International people there, so through diplomacy, go actually bring positive impacts to the country? Because we don't see for a long time China they come promise we about a lot of things in agriculture, but yet Salone still they behind when it comes to agriculture business. Now we don't see promise as we don't hear about Russia coming for build nuclear plants in the country,
nuclear
reactor in the country for improve on the electricity. You think really the big five game changers where President Julius Maada Bio Bidom Institute inside second term will actually be achievable at the end of the day?
Thank you very much. Make us start with the geopolitics where they play amongst powers and how African leaders especially can go between for leverage. I always believe, say, in maintaining relationship with foreign countries, you will always try for do what we call a fine balance.
Okay.
The government, for able to know the economic, the political, or diplomatic interests of all the nations them within the deal with. Be it the US, be it Britain, be it France, be it Russia, be it China. And the world today is rising to competition. The West in particular and the Asiatic belt, they try as much as possible for chase and occupy the space or the huge gap left by the West, especially America. Well, with the slumping of Japan and the rise of China, we see a balance of power change between the West and the East. And today, China want to make sure, say, they occupy every space where the West be done left, without having any interest in there. So you as a country, you as a poor country like Sierra Leone, you for conscious of the situations there. And so we'd expect with president for maintain a fine balance. Try for improve the relations on both sides. But if for also keep the interest of either side. Because if you don't do that one day, now the problem they come out. You understand? But above all this, the national interest of Sierra Leone for rank number one than the interest of foreign powers. Today we talk about atomic or whatever energy we want for bring Sierra Leone.
Yeah,
nuclear energy. I look and say maybe too kind of flamboyant because we need to develop, environmentally step by step.
How?
When they talk about then kind big projects that we talk about, it will lead to something else.
Which is?
Because the fundamentals there, the fundamental way for supposed for don't lay, for example, how would each and every district headquarter town or city be electrified? You get me? And then get access to clean water. With our basic things then first, whatever don't lay, and see how we can able to achieve the other one them. Then you will begin to talk about the other projects that we want to do with Russia and so on and so forth. So to me, the president need for first of all get a fine balance we need for maintain between them powers. Otherwise, we will just slump back to the same problem we don't come up before. And then you talk about the role where Sierra Leone go play with countries them where they do business with we.
Okay.
I they always ask this question. Is it the same foreign policy Sierra Leone don't maintain from independence state today? Or do we need a new foreign policy? I think over the years, countries then they develop them foreign policies. After 10 years, then they write a new foreign policy based on the growth of the population, based on the discovery of new economic interest, and several other things the way they come. But in Sierra Leone, it's like say we just stuck to one foreign policy, and there's never ever been a change of foreign policy. Because when you get a new foreign policy, now you're going to define the relationship with the emerging powers, emerging nations, how they conduct themselves in your country in the new realm that you want it to go. Now, based on that, you go able to avoid all this problem about geopolitics and so on and so forth. So the point again should go that the country, for develop a new foreign policy. In as much as the president wants so much for happen within the 5 big changes.
Okay.
I just want for him small on the 5 big changes.
Okay, well, I think we go holiday for now. We will come back to you. Okay. The Ministry of Labour don't get one engagement with Super Holdings Factory for know the relationship between them and the workman them. Also, some workman them be raise concern, but way how then they treat them. For more on this, make we listen to the report.
We don't commit for create 500,000 jobs in the next 5 years. But while we for that, the one who in the job, we want to ensure say they get dignified jobs that we know the halapa the day.
That's not the voice of the Minister of Labour, Employment and Social Security, Mohamed Rahman Soare. They explain to workman them na Super Holding Factory na Kingdom, but the reason for the worker where in and some workman them na a ministry go do na the factory.
We don't go around. We don't see some the place that the heat will almost melt it. Pass at the scene and put them for even as the high voltage areas, side they will put them for wear safety boots, side they will put them for get air plug, put them for get anything and they are not the student now.
From this personal observation where he say, in together with workman them na the ministry don't make the minister be also ask workman them na the factory for come before and talk about the challenge them when them don't they get na them working place. But this talk now one way the workman them not being ready for do because them be afraid say they go lost their job and this not been the assurance where Mohamed Rahman Soare been give to them.
This meeting now get up. Nobody not go take action against you for talk waiting at your work situation. So the one already record for go play to management when they waste on time. So let nobody not free for can't talk to we. We not ready for talk. Let all man feel free for talk. Nothing they do nobody. Because they do now when they get that problem directly and they cannot win. We want for nothing that the challenges now. And the challenge we able to solve, we will solve. If not the one only for escalate for local go to the power SSF for the crown go.
Now with this assurance, workman them start for come before and say their mind. The first person for do this, now staff will work for over 20 years at the Super Holding Factory.
Now half cup milk then 2, now 3,000 they came for lunch. 3,000 just imagine. Then we not go lunch. I used to visit us so they don't want to go lunch. All the money they want me. I don't decide. I say okay, this year, September 19, they make me 60. I don't even tell you, but I say make you nothing for me. Let them just pack for me. Me and they go. Now this type of situation. When the money 23 go
At this point, the whole situation be look sorry, where we make other workmen themselves, now the factory, be come forward and talk.
Now the 1 year and some months is the supply you safety care. You understand? We can't just say any 6 months for supply we. 1 month and now 2 years ago so they supply you safety care. Up to now, where should the worker? So the worker. Now so the worker will not get no safety care now. You understand? They not respect workmen at this place. And be 20 years staff at the factory. They not respect this okay place. Now I see that they call him was 5 days. They call him about 22 days. They will due suspension of 5 days. Almost 5 days all that they got. What did they left?
Some of the money they work here, end of year end of service benefits and not suitable for we. But you go, you say, work 9, 8 years staff. They will go there, they go begin to tell you say that 13 million you get, or 12 million you get. What is 13 million? They do to person in life. So there are sometimes some renting and they tell you for the job. And they make you spend so many time at least for other side for friend, other thing.
After where the ministry and in team been get all in concern here, then we take them to the management of Super Holding. Now so the discussion been go on between the minister and the management on waiting and think about them concern here.
They don't go for lunch actually. And that's wrong by the law. So you have to let them go for lunch.
They say some people get 5 cups of milk, others get a half tin of milk.
It only happens when there was shortage of milk in town.
And in terms of paying compensation?
Yeah, we pay compensation also and we give full medical facility.
How do you pay compensation?
Compensation.
Who computes?
Doctor. Doctor compute.
For the insurance.
Okay. When you send you notify us the accident, we investigate, we do the computation. On the issue of the personnel doubling as cashier.
It's not. It's a blatant lie, Commissioner. When you are going down on your left, on the right hand side, you see the cashier right in the cashier box.
So, of course, the safety gears, that is true because we saw it. We are not going to ask you to comment on that. And you talk about expatriate, all of them have work permit?
Everybody, everything. We are compliant with everything. All the NASID payments, everything we have.
With support from Rosalind Kamara, Mina Samuel Ali Kamara, the report.
You listen to YONE SALONE, they come to live na Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Inside the program today, we talk about the outcome of the just concluded ministerial retreat will be up in Abo City. ActionAid Salon don't commission 6 classroom building na the Karine district for air push education business go before. And same so the Ministry of Labour don't get one engagement with Super Holdings Factory for know the relationship between them. 077-960-969. No matter anyway, so go send text message and be part of the program. Well, now time for make we jump inside we messaging box and read some message and we don't come inside the program today. This first one say, good evening, Rise Radio. I'm enjoying the program from Koya Chiefdom, but really this retreat, why was it not televised? Because from what I saw, it's a snippet video which shows the president talking from a very bad background from the video quality I opportune to see. This other message say, quite interesting for Salone people. Why make the president for the go talk, then can talk, then the bullet for bullets. Anyway, in a way. But it really not good for make we hear, because we get people in the country we so about pan the president for make it deliver a positive one. Another message we say, Rise Radio, this is very key towards our development in the country. The president is the brain behind the success of Sierra Leone. Let's give him a try, and of course, we are sure that he will going to deliver. Time is still on his side. Let's be patient with him. Another message we say, what type of customer demographic do you primarily serve, and how has the system appealed to them? This other one, they say, thank you very much, Mr. Analyzers in the studio. You really hit the nail well. Because how can the president sign? Okay, this particular message not too clear. We expect the sender for resend the message back. This other one say, wow, performance contracts. Will the ministers perform to expectations with when we are so reliant on donor funds? I wonder how. That's why it is so difficult for presidents in Sierra Leone to sack their ministers, unless it is based on commissions, just like how the previous government has been. Okay, this other message say, it is very key to involve into diplomatic relationships with countries, but people should beware, especially our government, because it has a negative feedback, just like how Alex in the studio has been saying. This other one say, Feed Salone is very key, but I'm not seeing anything to write home about the Feed Salone. Even though China is there, China has showed us a lot of technologies to plant rice and harvest it in the next 3 months. But what has been the situation? Has the government really been doing the needful for us to succeed in agriculture? This is my concern. Another message say, electricity issue has been the concern for over 50 years in Sierra Leone. With the news I'm hearing about the nuclear power system Russia is about to work in Sierra Leone, I hope this will really be a positive one. I don't care the outcome, but as long as the ways and means of us benefiting from that particular project is positive, that's my concern. This one come up from Tennessee, where they text from Wellington. Well, we'll find a message inside the program because time done a better serious one. Say, Mr. John Koroma in the studio, I agree with your point about the president not being rational and also not thinking properly with how things should work. This is very difficult for our country, but my question here is, how much of resources do we have to really make Sierra Leone a better nation? We should always be hoping on international donors. Well, now, some text message and this will don't come inside the program. I will start with Alex. You will respond to them and also give you a wrap-up statement.
Okay. So we statement here on performance contracting. I think a lot of people, get concerned about that, and it's so important. Now, when the resources are not there, when money not there, it's difficult for make you get people them for perform. And somebody also we say for over reliance on foreign donors. Now, it all depends on how we're able to manage well. But that's the paradox of countries, especially in West Africa. We get natural resources. A contemporary studies where we look at when are the resource costs.
Okay.
Now that countries then we get natural resources, where for don't be a blessing, rather it becomes a cost. And why so? On the aspects the One, because they're not able to manage, for govern natural resources. My brother mentioned here policies. And how would they look at with policies over time? Because policies can be moved, can be adjusted based on waiting they happen, the trend. Then, of course, if statistics alone can able to provide with credible data, then governments can able to use that again.
So is the data not credible with statistics?
It's questionable. It's questionable. And then it's questionable. Okay. I'm not saying that we forget 100%, but at a degree at which we can able to use them for development purpose. So it's quite challenging. And on the resource cost again, corruption is another issue. Again, when corruption day, you realize that it becomes Sierra Leone with a tap so much into with natural resources and realizing that natural resources are finite and depleting. It not a multiply, it a reduce. So therefore, you always forget window for them. You get countries them where can be the Norwegian model where you replicate and look at waiting they happen on ground and develop policies and move with that. Even Petrobras, then Brazil, then Saudi Aramco. These are all companies where you could take a look at and countries them where you get natural resources for be able to move forward. Otherwise, I'm afraid that we will continue. They look for money, and when money come, how will they spend them? Thing and get to do with accountability, because when we talk about even performance constructing, you get to do it instilling accountability for results at all levels in governments. And furthermore, ensuring that the culture of accountability pervades all levels of government, reducing or eliminating reliance on exchequer funding by public agencies. And you get to strategize management of public resources, and by so doing, you recreate a culture of results-oriented management in the public service.
Okay, so John, let's come to you as we wrap up now. What now you respond to the message and give wrap up statement?
Thank you very much. To the last caller or the
Texter.
last texter, we talks how much resources we need.
We get.
We may not be able to quantify the resources we Sierra Leone get. But I believe we get a lot of natural resources we Sierra Leone can utilize well and solve all the economic and financial problems there. To me, message the word the last sent to the general public, I did personally, on behalf of myself, honestly condemn President Bill for the statements in Bow. I believe the statements are unfortunate and they're not be supposed to come at this time because the people of the country are very conscious of the situation that happen right now. And also the appeal to them for make a review Stratcom, now the Ministry of Information and Communications, and also NACET. Because then two units there are supposed to serve them well. Well, some people can say the president is ill-served. You understand me? Because a human, it's possible to say he can make errors. It's natural even for make errors, okay? We don't go all and beef for that because now human being. And last but not the least, I think I will also ask the Peace Commission and the Sierra Leone Police for me to handle this situation so that they're able to neutralize the public. Because the tension with it right now is not good for we all. Thank you.
Okay. Well, also the program we on Salon go left for today. Plenty thank you to our studio guest them, Dr. Analyst Bangura, winner Geopolitical Analyst, and John Koroma, winner a journalist and right campaigner. We on Salon program come to you from Rise Radio 96.3 FM with support from AfriCell. Plenty thank you to una all. We send una message them and watch we live now Facebook page and self listen to Wina Radio on www.riseradio.sl. Thank you to reporter them. We bring the story them come to now. We producer Musa by Sise, studio engineer Mohamed Robert, John S. Koma and Temu Bangura. We make una see live now Facebook page and we executive producer na Maria Maba. Me we bring this particular program retreat today. My name na Samuel Ali Kama. So don't forget for listening to English news at 8 o'clock p.m. this evening time and tomorrow morning for Rise and Shine Morning Show. So till tomorrow we'll come back with another fresh edition with YONE Salone. We want to make you get a lovely net and always continue for tuning to Rise Radio 96.3 FM. Good.